Hi, welcome to Math 65B. I am Dr. Crow. This is Calc 2 or Integral Calculus, Fall 2021, fully online version of the course. So by now, many of you have taken courses online, so you kind of know what to expect. So this is just a short video to introduce you to the course and kind of what's going to expect in my class. It's hard to tell by your name sometimes if you've taken my class before because I don't get to see your faces in general. For this course, it's all on Canvas, obviously, and your go-to place is going to be the front page, obviously, which is pretty static, but I'll change it sometimes. That's where the details are, and the links for the syllabus and links for homework and things like that. But the modules and assignments are your other two places to go. So all the content for the course is posted or are posted in modules. So you click on modules and go through those. And all my lectures are recorded. I basically screen capture or have screen captured all the content of the book on, excuse me, on my iPad. So you don't get to see my face and describing it, which isn't ideal, but at least everything's there in detail. And so you want to go through that carefully and take notes, just like you're in class. So I try to explain some of that in my write-up there. So the exams will be basically like a super homework assignment. Basically, you have like a week to do it. I post it on a PDF, you download it, and you work on it. And you have like a week to do it. So obviously, you can't have any help with that online or anybody else or anything. So it's supposed to be, like a long take-home exam, but like that doesn't make sense at this point. So I stopped doing any time things. It's just too difficult to bother with stuff like that. So you download the exams and all the details, like when they're done and all that, are all on the syllabus. So you'll be able to look at that, and I'll do a separate video for that. So and then you write it up. Take your time. You can use I'm thinking iPad, but you can use a tablet and write it up and post it. So those look really nice because you can make it look nice and leave plenty of space between your exam. I just graded a fast track, so I see the problems already in my head. So make sure you leave plenty of space between your problems. You need an ability that first, you'll have an assignment to begin with. Your first assignment is to basically download 2 pages, combine it into one PDF file, and then upload it to Canvas. Because that's what your exams are going to be. Your exams are going to be, you need to be able to do that. So you'll have the first page of the exam, and then all your work, and you scan it using whatever, usually your phone. And I have examples of programs to use. By now you've hopefully figured that out. Hopefully not everything you've done is all like multiple choice or write-in questions. That would be horrible at this point in Calc 2. You need to be able to write it up and show your work with your handwriting. So that's kind of the key as well. So that's the basic format. So you'll go through the videos. You will keep track of when the exams are. I'll open up the exam within a week or two, and then you'll have like a week to do it, and then you'll turn it in, upload it to Canvas when it's due. And again, you'll see these details, but you have 3 exams in the final. I assign homework of which ones to do so that you'd be successful on those exams, but I don't collect homework in this format because your exam, like I mentioned, really is a super homework assignment. So ideally what you do is you go through the videos and take notes just like you're in class. And you'll be able to pause, of course, and take notes. Although I do go pretty slow. I'm not real fast how I do stuff. And you'll think about all the steps. And then when I get to examples, usually like by the second example, you can pause and work it out yourself. Sometimes I remember to say that, like, okay, work this out, and then you pause it and then you go through it. So ideally, you spend like an hour going through each. I don't slow down as much because there's no questions, obviously, as I go through it. So ideally, you do that. You spend like an hour to 2 hours going through the the section, and I'll post usually 15-minute to sometimes up to an hour. I think is my longest video. And I do go through through theory. I do go through proofs in Calc 2. It's really important that you start thinking beyond just problem solving and answers on the thinking in terms of content and how things are done. And it's one of the problems of not having face to face is it's really hard to get that across. I don't always test on that because that's not really how we're doing it yet, unless you're going to go on to be a math major and stuff, or physics or those sort of things. But you need to be able to think in terms of that level at some point, and so that's when you can have those deeper conversations when you're face to face. So I do go through those details. So that's you do that. Then you would do all your homework that I have assigned. Excuse me, and then you work on your exam. Now on your exam, I forgot to mention that point. You can't use anybody else or any resources other than my videos that I post and my notes and the book. So it's basically open book, open note, open video, and you can use a calculator. You can even use a CAS calculator if you want, a computer algebra system. But you always have to show your work. So if you're integrating and you need to use U substitution, for example, to do it, you have to show your U substitution. You have to show the simplification of everything. Otherwise, it's worth zero, essentially. So you can verify your work with that. And I know programs online, this would be cheating, but programs online, you can purchase the ones that show you step by step and all that. And usually, if it goes off in a weird direction, I can tell that that's not the right way. And of course, I can't police everything. That's not the point. The point is, you'll have time to go through it, which is nice. My intent is that you do spend the time. You take advantage of being able to really work and get in depth into these problems and do them well. The exams aren't really much more difficult or longer than a normal exam I'd give in class. Maybe slightly. Sometimes I have just setup questions, and now maybe have you work them out. So that's basically it. The other piece that I'll do to the class, and a handful of students really like this, it's just hard to do because it's completely asynchronous of a class, is I will do what I'm calling now study sessions. So in the past I called them problem sessions. I'm converting it to study sessions because we're really together studying the material. And when you do that, you will, I'll survey the class and get a time that works for all of us, that works for the majority of us, works for, it's plurality is however many we can do really. The time frame that'll work, and we meet one day a week for an hour to 2 hours and go through content. I'll either do, so it's morphed over the last year and a half into kind of a mini lecture, get everybody up to speed, kind of where we're at, and then we'll work on problems. If I have enough students, then we can do breakout sessions and things like that and discuss. That's ideal. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And we'll talk about the material on Zoom. It's the best we can do. I like to point out to people, if I had a choice, I would never teach mathematics online. It's not the way to do math at all. So we're doing the best we can. I'm trying to do, I post my material online so you see everything coming from me, which I think is really important. And I think from what I've heard through many other students and other faculty and the department chairs or coordinators is that that's really what's valued. So I'm not posting other people's videos of how to do something. I think I did that once somewhere, maybe in Calc 1, that I thought was really good. But it'll be in addition to what I do, if anything. So that's the format. I'll go through the syllabus, another video. I'll do that on Zoom. It's a little easier to write on that and show my face. Everything is posted on YouTube, all my videos. Nothing's public. So if you have the link, you can share the link. I don't care about that. I'm debating whether to make Calc 1 and maybe Calc 2 public, just to make it simple and easy. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. But that's not my goal. My goal is just to produce these for my classes and nothing else. Let's see if there's anything else in my notes here. Again, look on modules and assignments. Those are and the homepage. That's it. That's like your go-to places to do things. And of course, everything's there, the syllabus. Let's see. I think that's it. I have everything that in my notes here of what I wanted to go through. If you have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to email me. Email is the best way to reach me. I have an iPhone. I get that all the time, and I just like everyone else. And I get your email. If I can't get back to you right away, I'll let you know. I usually get back to everyone within a couple hours usually. If you want to, and I'll go through this more in the syllabus, but if you want to meet, just ask. I don't have set times. I mean, I put them down for the study sessions and things like that. But if you want to meet, just let me know. And I usually can set it up in that day at some point. I mean, not like right away, but give me like a duration. Give me at least a day if needed, and we can meet on Zoom and go through content material. Okay, I think that's it. Hopefully you have a good semester. It's 14-week. It's short. College, some reason, likes shorter semesters. I don't really get it myself, personally. It's about enrollment, but I don't think in math it necessarily helps. I think more like, if needed, like more like 16 weeks would be good for this class. Maybe 17 and a half does get long. But anyway, I don't want to digress. We have 14 weeks to get through Calc 2. So we'll be pretty quick, not like a fast track, but it's still pretty quick. First exam will be in 3 weeks, and about every 3 weeks we'll have an exam and then the final exam. So 3 exams and the final is the course and the final. And in the final as well, you'll have a duration to do it, at least a week, and it does cover the whole content of the course. Take advantage of this opportunity to do the course really well. You'll have the time. It won't be really stressful, which actually does help often in your learning. But there's going to be a lot of materials, so you'll want to start getting going on materials, writing up your exams as soon as possible, and make sure you do it well, especially for those, obviously, who are moving on to Calc 3. I am teaching Calc 3 in person. I think it's a hybrid, but good enough, in the spring. So, again, let me know. Have a good semester.